Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar from Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in lovely Lauderdale by the Sea. Well, I'm going to take a deep breath here. And I think everyone should. Ready? One, two, three. It has been a long, hard week for any of you precious metals people that have kind of been watching the market every day. You've probably been on like pins and needles. However, I think we got like the pause. We got a beautiful pause right now. And what we've seen today is things kind of have steadied out a little bit. And let's take a look at what numbers did, what the numbers are today. New York spot price around 1857, basically what it was yesterday. So I think we've kind of stabled out a little bit here. Silver, the same thing. And man, silver was kind of a little bit frightening this week. However, it's frightening when you see it go down and you start to question yourself and you start to say, well, did I make the right decision? Then you start to go look at what the real facts are behind everything, as I've been pointing out about the silver to gold ratio. I think what was obviously overreaction to a stronger dollar and monkey hammering that goes on quite commonly in the silver market. So, and mostly in the silver market because it's such a small marketplace. As I said, silver is kind of like the drama queen of the metals. I mean, it makes wild swings, but it's one of the smallest marketplaces in commodities out there and so easily manipulated, or let's not say manipulated. I like the word monkey hammered. So easily monkey hammered. So given a slow holiday weekend, the Fed is talking. The Fed's talking about what they're going to do and a strong dollar. I'm really looking at this whole week and thinking, man, that was just mostly monkey hammering, more so than dollar strength. I'm sure the dollar strength had an effect on it, and we've been talking about that for a little while, how dollar strength will have an effect on precious metals. But again, I think a lot of this was just plain monkey hammering. So anyway, yesterday, today, we've kind of stabled out. The weekend, we closed, look, 22.95 on the world spot prices, which closed a little bit later than New York here. New York closed at 8:20 Eastern time. That doesn't sound right there anyway. Oh, opens at 8:20 Eastern time, 13:30. So there you go. I think it was at 2:30 or something like, no, 3:30, I'm sorry. And world spot prices closed not too long ago, and they're hovering about the same, 1857. Actually, gold kind of a little bit higher. And if you listen to my report yesterday, what I was talking about is the gold to silver ratio was way the hell out of whack this week. After the monkey hammering, after the slow holiday, the slow trading and the monkey hammering and the dollar strength, silver just way overreacted. I think silver went down way too much, and we're going to see a bigger correction with silver than we will with gold. Gold kind of went down. I mean, it wasn't too bad, a $50 move down from 1900. Unless you sold, you really didn't feel anything. The same thing with silver. And there's no pain there if you didn't sell. We're still in the up market, so you'll make money. Like I said, if you didn't panic, you didn't sell, you're fine. You may have had your, you may have been a little sweaty about it, but again, it's temporary. Dollar strength is temporary. Do you honestly believe that the dollar is going to get any better, any stronger, other than, these sporadic moments when it does it for a day or for a week or whatever? No, highly unlikely. With the amount of money they're printing out there and all the nonsense going on in the world, highly unlikely. So really, you just wait out these little dollar strengths that cause these, and the monkey hammering that causes the prices of precious metals to go down. And if you got some money to buy, hey, take an opportunity to buy the dips. They talk about in the stock market for all those years. Was it BTD, buy the dips, or the other one was BTFD, which buy the fucking dips. Excuse my language, but I've seen that BTFD mentioned so many times. And really what it means is buy the dips with a little cuss word in there. So sorry about that. I'm sure Marcelo bleeped that. Anyway, closed at 23 for more or less, $23 per ounce. Gold closed a little bit higher, and platinum 850. Again, I think platinum, silver are great, wonderful deals right now. Wonderful deals. Premiums did get a little bit steeper. I'll discuss that towards the end of this video a little bit, what's happened to premiums and why that if you go in to buy gold and silver at these lower levels, you're thinking, well, man, that's not too far off. Even though silver fell a lot, why is that pretty close to what it was before when silver was higher? Well, that's got everything to do with physical premiums. And I'll discuss that again at the end of this video a little bit. As I said, here's what we close at: 1862.10 for gold, 22.92 for silver, and platinum 850. Markets will reopen again on Sunday night, so we'll see what happens Sunday night and how they react on Monday morning, New York opening. I'm suspecting that we're going to see Par value, maybe slightly higher on Monday. And again, the same thing with silver, and again, the same thing with platinum. Although we may see a little bit of catch up with silver, because again, I think it overreacted this week on Monday. I mean, what a huge difference in the ratio from Monday to a Friday. On Sunday night, it was basically 80-1. Come Friday, it was a 70-1 ratio with gold and silver, and basically that told me two things. Well, it says that right now, with the 70-1 ratio, is gold too high or is silver too low? Well, I suspect gold's right where it should be. It's kind of it's like the big brother of all the metals. It's not as erratic, and it's not the drama queen like silver is, and it's not the lethargic, lazy one like platinum is. I know that's a strange analogy, but gold is kind of the big brother and the leader, and I think gold is where it should be, actually, and silver, again, just overreacted. So we may see a little catch up with silver next week. However, I think the worst case scenario is we'll see about par value and about the same for silver and platinum. Palladium, odd metal. Don't want to talk about it. Don't sell a lot of it. Found this metal here. Not this metal. What am I talking about? Metal. This little article. Silver ETFs plummet over 10% as investors flee commodities and stocks. That may be true. ETF people are a whole different breed than us gold and silver physical people. A whole different breed. And a lot of ETF money is done by funds and people that manage funds, not even individuals, so to speak. So that's a whole different market. And where was it? I saw a little thing in here. I was reading this. All right, here. The drop in silver is especially critical. And this was written before it dropped below 25 bucks. So I want to remind you of that. As a $25 per ounce level is a key psychological barrier for many investors, and it did break below 2,500 and could usher in more downside, according to some analysts. And it did. It did a low at 21.77 or something this week. But again, we're steady out around 23. However, there is also likely to be some bargain hunting in silver analysts, which represents an opportunity to enter the silver market at reduced price levels to take advantage of an eventual move higher. This is exactly what I've been talking about by the dips. Because if you think that the dollar strength is permanent, then you don't want to be in precious metals. You want to be in something else. But if you don't think dollar strength is permanent, and I don't, and a lot of people don't, and how really can it be? Then you do want to be in precious metals, and these little dips provide you good opportunities to buy. And let me see, and they kind of do mention dollar strength. If the U.S. dollar continues to strengthen quite drastically, the silver markets will continue to fall. Well, duh. I mean, I'm not dissing the guy that wrote this, and actually he's spot on. But that's kind of what we've been talking about here. If you believe that the dollar is going to get strengthened, then you really shouldn't be in precious metals. Maybe a little bit just for security, but not a large a position as you may be in right now. However, I think it's a good place to be with your money. Wall Street Journal, let's take a look at what's going on here. Kind of interesting, but not interesting. That's to be expected. Not too much in business here. Anything about the Fed, what they're talking about, anything about printing more dollars, anything about more stimulus, that kind of stuff. So kind of quiet on the news front as well. And stock market's up 358 points. I'm going to move over to markets and commodities and just see if they mentioned anything about gold and silver. Let's see. Nothing about gold and silver. And of course, I've always said that the Wall Street Journal hates gold and silver, and so do their advertisers mostly. Tea prices. Well, anyways, let's move along from there. Hey, listen, I was going to tell you about premiums. Well, here, I know this is buy local, but anyways, premiums on precious metals. Well, when you see huge price drops, I'm going to do it real in a nutshell here. When you see big price drops, now I'm going to imagine that all the online sellers out there, they're on a 24-hour platform. So if I'm correct, they're selling in the evening, they're selling all during the day. So I'm not quite sure they can hedge their positions. So it's very possible that some of the online sellers, when the market drops dramatically, they just remove the product offline. But I started to think about that again, and that may not be correct. And again, I'm just assuming how the online sellers may operate. They may actually, at times, because they do have a certain amount of inventory, and when people see prices dropping dramatically in the evening, they may take a position, and they genuinely may get sold out of all their stuff. So there's a couple options here that the online sellers, the large online sellers, When you go there to look for product, when the prices drop dramatically and you see out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, out of stock, well, it could be a couple things here. They genuinely sold everything. They had no product left. I'm not quite sure. I'm not going to say how people do their business. I'll tell you how I do it in a moment. Or they have pulled the product off the shelf until prices have come a little bit higher, and or they're hedged, and it really doesn't matter. And hedged means that if even they sell 1,000 ounces and the price jumps up tomorrow, that they've got to kind of equalize. But I can't believe that they're hedged and they're trading on a 24-hour platform, but you never know. So I suspect that they're either genuinely selling out when you see out of stock, out of stock, out of stock when the prices drop dramatically with these online sellers, or that that they've genuinely sold out in the evening. But no less, I heard a lot of people complaining about the big online sellers that every time the price drops dramatically, two things happen. They run out of stock on all their cheap product, and or their premiums are super high. So one of the things I can only suspect why the premiums are super high is, and if they do raise the premiums, is because they've got to replace this gold and silver that they bought. And it's a similar situation to what we do here in our shop. We say, for example, I'm going to just use a number that I have 10 ounces of silver in stock, and we have way, way, way more than that. Trust me, I'm just using it to keep simple. And you come in and you buy those 10 ounces. Well, I've got to be able to replace that stuff, and if the only replacement from other wholesalers and other people out there is at a much higher level, then I'm kind of stuck paying a much higher price. So I've got to charge my customers a higher price to buy the silver I have on hand, because for me to replace it, it costs me more. And that's really it in a nutshell. If you need more explanation, come on in. I'll be happy to explain it to you. And also, as far as online sellers, I'm not going to diss any of them, but I recommend buy local if you can. And I know this is from small family-run businesses, and I'm really big on small family-run businesses, because that's what runs the country, not the corporations and stuff like it, and not the business that is 10 states away from you, and your community gets no benefit from spending that dollars. If you live outside my community, again, I only do local business, so you can only do business with me if you're local anyway. So I'm just telling you this for your own good. And the good of your community. Go local first. Talk to your local dealer in precious metals. See if he can match or beat the prices of the online sellers. If you ask him, oftentimes they can. So check with guys that have been in business for a while and say, hey, listen, I can get it for this on this. Can you order this for me, and can you get this for me? And I think a lot of times these guys will. And if you don't know who to go to in your neighborhood, don't hesitate to call me. I've been in this business. I'm second generation. Call me anytime, and I'd be happy to tell you who to go to, because like I said, I've been in this business a long time. I know guys from all over the states. And again, I'm not dissing the online guys. If there's nobody in your local area you can do business with and buy cheaply, and if you're not even close to a shop that you can do business with, then there are some good online sellers. I recommend you investigate them, and I'd go with the larger guys, of course. Anyway, this is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in Lauderdale by the Sea. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811. Happy to help you with any of your questions, give you some live quotes and figures. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. Relax. I think we're over this down period. And take a deep breath and do whatever it is you do that makes you happy this weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday. Good night.